Welcome to Puro Pinche Sports. I am your host, Jose Garza, and tonight I'm joined by my co-hosts, Trigger Che Parker and Arturo Ibarra. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, my man? How you doing?
Just living life, just watching some impressive football, especially some catches of the year, some crazy shit like that. But overall, how y'all doing?
Good,
Chilling,
man. How
baby,
are you
chilling.
doing?
Well, guys, we saw some crazy shit in that Vikings-Bills game. I wanted to go ahead and discuss with that first, just to get that out of the way.
You were saying Vikings, Bills, man. Crazy shit happened in that Philly and Commanders game. That was stupid.
Well, we can definitely move on to that next, but let's talk about the game of the week. Let's like the real game of the week. That was the game of the week. We're not here about any controversy with the refs or any shit like that. I want to discuss how the Bills, who have been touted the favorites all year long by many people, have now choked in back-to-back weeks, game-winning leads, and to losing back to the Jets and now the Vikings, especially when the Vikings were down, like 14, 17 points?
Yeah.
And now they do this. I mean, come on now. So Trey, I want to just hear your thoughts, man. Like, why are the Bills falling off from grace so quickly here?
I don't know, man. It's been a rough time for Josh Allen, bro. He's thrown 4 interceptions in the past 2 games in the red zone. Like it's brutal, bro. That's super unacceptable as
And
a
then he
quarterback.
fumbles. And then he fumbles.
So I don't know what's going on, bro. In the sense of them struggling or just they're kind of not overhyped because they are a good team, but maybe it's just a little bit, when you get too good, like you think you're too good, and then it just falls off. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know, bro.
Well, I don't know, Trey. Are we sure it's not being overhyped? Because I mean, look at the games their 3 losses. It's the Dolphins where they had the ball possession for 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
They lose to the Jets, and now they lose to the Vikings at home. So we're talking about 3 games that, if we were talking about this right now before the season started, we were all counting as wins.
Yeah.
Not to say that those teams aren't impressive as hell now, right? Because Miami's proven that they're a real contender in the AFC East. The Jets have surprised everybody, where people thought they were going to start 0-7, 0-8, and now they're 6-3. 10 weeks into the season, and now the Bills, who people were touting, it's their time. It's their time. This is their chance to surpass Kansas City. They've beaten Kansas City again in the regular season in Arrowhead, and now they're choke jobbing here in these crucial matchups. And like you said, he's thrown 4 red zone interceptions, and he's fumbled 1 end zone one for a freaking touchdown. They haven't scored, Art, in the second half since week 6.
Yeah, it's
Their
pretty.
bye was week 7. We're in week 10 now. What the hell is going on, Art?
I don't know, man. I think, and we talked about this, after the trade deadline. We were like, maybe, some of these acquiring some players both on both sides of the ball was gonna kind of fix their shitty downhill, man. But dude, it's just Marco said it, man. Like, Josh Allen cannot be running the ball. Like, the offense cannot go through Josh Allen for them to be making moves. So, like, he needs to spread that ball around. He needs to trust his players, though. And I think that's, at the end of the day, that's what it is. I don't think he's trusting his players to that extent, as we saw at the beginning of the season. So,
Trey, is it that Josh Allen doesn't trust his players, or is it Sean McDermott doesn't trust the other players? Because there is no run game in that team at all. They don't let Devin Singletary go out. They got Naeem Hines. They haven't used him for shit. You got Dalvin Cook's brother in there. I'm sorry for his first name.
James Cook.
James Cook. There you go. They're not using the run game. They're all really good runners. And
that's what I don't understand, dude. Like the last week, I think it was against Minnesota, maybe the week before, they actually did very well in the run game. Like Devin Singletary went off. He had like 3 touchdowns, something like that. I think it was last week. They did really well.
It was the beginning of this game. It was
that's right. So it was this past week. I couldn't remember which one, but
it was the beginning of this game.
They had a great run game. I do agree, though. I think what it is it's not that they trust the players. I think he just puts too much trust in Josh Allen, in the sense of, okay, go make a play. Good luck.
And he's hurt,
and that's the biggest thing. We've seen it so many times where you put a running quarterback in that situation, and don't get me wrong, Josh wants to win for his team, but at the same time, the more you put yourself out there, the more chances you have to get hurt, and then your team is screwed. So I think that's the big thing is he puts too much trust in him in the sense of go have fun, go do this, go do that.
Let me say this. Let me give we're talking about how the Bills are costing themselves these games. I'm gonna give big props to the Vikings for stepping up, right? Because they're down 14, 17 points, whatever it is, and they come back, they grind, they tough it out against a team that people don't give them a chance because till this day, even now, even with that victory, you got people saying they're not real contenders in the NFC, right? Regardless if they're like 7-1, 8-1, they could be 9-1, 10-1 in the next few weeks, and people are still going to be doubting them because, of course, Kirk Cousins. Just overall, like, what are you thinking, Art? On this is your division rival. You know, obviously you've seen a lot of Viking games. But like, what are you thinking right now? Like moving forward, like that was an impressive win, regardless of what you think of Kirk Cousins. That was an impressive win.
No, and I think a lot of people have him. Like a lot of media have Kirk Cousins as like the joke of that division, though. But man, like the Vikings are doing things the right way, though. Like the fact that they went ahead and picked up TJ Hawkinson, man, like that just opened up the field for everyone. Like we've seen that now with Justin Jefferson. Like now you have two good weapons on the receiving end. You have a great running back. Like your field is open. You don't need any more weapons on that end. And I think the running game and the passing game is developing. Like I think they're going to be the new threat in my division, though. To be honest, like I think the Packers are going downhill unless they figure something else out with Rodgers. Like yes, he's Mr. Clutch, man. Like he can do that, and he's always gonna say, "Oh, he owns the Bears and he owns the division." But there's games that he should have won that he lost, like the game against the Cowboys, man. Like they should not have won that one the way they were playing before, but they won that one. Okay, so then how come you didn't lose? How come you lost to the Lions? How come you lost to other teams that you should have been able to beat? Like his excuses are always the receiving ends, the receivers. Like, dude, you have good weapons. You can't say it's the freaking receivers. It's yourself. You're just not in the right mindset. And I think Kirk, in the other side, he's in that. He's like, I want it. It's my time. So,
damn. If only somebody from maybe like a podcast would have put him in the top 10. Fucking crazy.
Yeah, if they had though, they would have been ridiculed, rightfully so.
Yeah, but would they be right now? I don't think so.
I mean, maybe not right now, but you know.
And would Lamar, not be
on
in the
that
top 10? I'm just
on
saying.
on that same podcast, someone had him out the top 20. So I don't.
I mean, I said not the top 10, sir. And where is he at right now? He's not in the top
5.
10.
He's top 5.
He's not. No, he is not. He's had 2 to 3 bad weeks. Bull crap. Get out of here.
So what? Name better quarterbacks.
I can't right now. We have a certain limit on the podcast.
No. I want it right now. You could name 10 people ahead
I
of Lamar
can't
Jackson.
off my head right now, sir.
Yeah, because there is not 10 people ahead of him. That's why you sick fuck.
Good times.
You couldn't even do that. All right. Anything else y'all gotta say about the Bills versus Vikings? I mean, let's talk about one hell of a catch from Justin Jefferson.
Stupid.
4th and 18, game on the line at this moment. You don't get down the field, the game is done. Trey, you've seen catches all your life, bro. I mean, this year we've had some crazy ones. George Pickens with the crazy catch. Yeah. Deontay Johnson, toe tap, week 1, crazy catch.
I'm gonna throw that out there. I'm a fan, but Cortland Sutton falling to the ground, catching it like this, but like that was insane. If you actually think about it, how his body rolled.
Tyler Lockett, I think it was like a year or two ago, in that corner, low percentage catch.
The 19%, according to Amazon or whatever, that one was crazy.
We've seen some crazy catches, and it's gonna be one of my questions right now. I guess I'll knock it out the way now. Is this the greatest catch of all time?
The one from this past weekend?
Justin Jefferson, one-handed, got a defender on his ass.
All time?
All time. Because we got people comparing it to OBJ catch. And I don't even know if y'all have that one as your number 1.
No.
Why not? Hold on. I want to hear your
honestly, the one that I have as like the best catch that I've seen is the helmet catch.
I was gonna say the helmet catch is
like
easily top 2.
Yeah, like that to me is the first one. And I think yes, Otto's is like up there, but I would put I think I would put Pickens on top of Beckham's. This year's Pickens over Beckham's.
Oh, that one was insane. I think
Marco's in here saying that the Jetta catch was top 3 of all time.
I'd put
I
it
agree with that.
easily- Yeah, I'd put it easily in top 3. I don't know about number 1. I think for me personally, OBJ is up there as well, just because of he was like the first one to do it. Like, don't get me wrong, there's been amazing catches in the NFL's history, but like one-handed falling back while being pulled down off to this, like that was insane.
Can you name me your personal 3 you see that you can remember right now? Obviously, like there's some that you probably won't remember,
God, dude.
but like that you can remember right away. You want me to start with mine? Because I can tell you.
Yeah,
mine if you want.
yeah. Because I know
So-
I have some in my head. I'm just trying to think of.
So the helmet catch, much respect to it. Obviously, it's against my own team. It was big, crucial. Eli was about to get sacked.
Yeah.
He got away with it, and he somehow, Tyree pinned that shit on his helmet. Awesome. Number 2, give me the Edelman Super Bowl 51 catch. That
That's a good
shit
one.
where he's against 3 defenders, he's falling to the ground, and he has a split second to catch that shit. That is top 3 on all time, especially with the fact that it was a crucial catch to come down to the end. And then finally, I'm actually going to give Jetta the catch on the top 3 due to the fact of how important it was late in the game. It's the reason why they come back to even challenge to overtime and all that stuff. Marco comes up with his top 3 list. He says OBJ, Edelman, and Justin Jefferson. The OBJ one, the only reason I don't have it that high is due to circumstances. It wasn't crucial in the matchup, and then really he had one defender on him where I feel like in these other ones it's game on the line or bust. And I guess that's just like my criteria for you. It's like that's how crucial those 3 catches were. They were bust. If those 3 catches don't happen, those games are over for those teams.
Okay, so let me ask this: do we have to have them in specific orders? Can I just
Not
say
at all.
what I
Not
think?
at all.
Okay,
Not at all. You can do whatever you
So-
want. Your heart.
I would say one of my top catches ever was the DeAndre Hopkins over 3 defenders.
Yep.
Oh, the hell!
I was gonna say that one right
Hail
now.
Murray.
Yeah.
That one was insane.
That's a nice one. That's
That
a
one
nice
was
one.
insane.
You don't remember it? There you go. This one.
Yeah, that one I can never forget. And it pops up on the
Ripped it off the
commercials.
Bills too. This
Dude,
is another Bills one.
ridiculous catch. Another one that might not be on anybody's list is the Santonio Holmes Super Bowl game in the corner of the end zone, toe tap.
Beautiful.
That one is
Beautiful.
definitely up there. Yeah,
Beautiful.
that to me was stupid to win the Super Bowl. Like insane, bro, insane. So those 2 were up there. I would say my other one would probably be, man, son of a gun, dude. It's hard because there's so freaking many, man.
That's what I'm saying. It's like 3 personal.
I gotta
ones.
give it to JJ. I like the JJ over OBJ, to be completely serious. Actually, when I think about it more.
I mean, to see how much torque both men had on each of their catches.
Well,
But
again,
JJ had to,
bro, like
he had to rip it off the
yeah.
2 hands off the defender. Like that's the crazy part is that he had that much control and still had to control to catch it fully.
I would think those are my top 3.
All right, what about you?
So the first one would be the helmet catch.
Okay.
The second one I was gonna say was the Hopkins one.
Yeah.
And then the third one, I would go between OBJ and Pickens on that one, and then I would put Jefferson.
Really?
I just like, and I'm going based on catches. Like, no shade to Jefferson. Like that was a good catch. Like he had his hand in there, but we've seen those catches made before where the defender gets it from the offensive player gets it from the defender player.
Yeah.
Like I've seen that. So to me, it's like, okay, it's up there because of how it happened and because of the trajectory that it led to. But to me, still the Pickens and the OBJ, the one-handed catch, like on the sideline, like that to me, that's what puts it above the Jefferson one.
I think for me, like I said, it's just for me, the reason I won't have OBJ that high, at least there above it, is because of the circumstances of the matchup. At that point, if OBJ doesn't catch it, it's first quarter, just kick a field goal, whatever. It was hell of impressive. Don't get me wrong.
Actually,
hell of impressive.
I take away the JJ one.
What you got?
The San Francisco 49ers, the what immaculate reception.
Oh, you mean I was looking at it right now. The Pittsburgh Immaculate Reception?
Yeah, that one.
The one that bounces off the defender and catches
Think
it?
about it, bro. That one was crazy too. Hold on, sorry, I'm adjusting my camera.
You're good. Marco says JJ may end up being the greatest receiver of all time by the end of his career, barring no bad injuries.
Oh, that definitely could be a possibility.
Could be, but I see it really, really hard for him to go above like Jerry Rice, and some like
Randy,
Randy Moss, Terrell Owens. Yeah,
Megatron,
like, I see a
Yo.
really,
If he stays
really
healthy,
Well, I mean, it's also only his
But-
third year in the league. It's also
but
his
he's
third
already done
year.
stupid stuff in the span of 3 years. Like that's insane.
true.
And he says might, and then he also says talent wise, we will see about accomplishments. That's absolutely true. I mean, not every one of the top 10, top 5 receivers of all time have championships.
That's true.
Randy, T.O., they don't have Megatron. Whoever you have on your top 5, they don't all have the titles, but it's what you can do. Oh, my bad. During the season for your team and whatever, your talent will perform and put you up high.
I think it's just like the receivers from today, man. I think like we saw with Jamar Chase, dude, like coming in as a rookie, like with the numbers that he put out. Justin Jefferson, same thing. And then we're seeing that, like we saw that with, like, for example, Cooper Kupp. Yes, he broke all those records, but coming in, injury, and then coming back, like, man, I think the receivers today and the playmaking just makes them something completely different from.
Also, to be fair, too, and not to throw shade at these current receivers or anything like that, the rules favor them a lot.
Well, not only
protecting the
that, but
quarterback,
it's also a passing game more than it used to be. It used to be a running game back in the day.
a real grind. So
Yeah.
running backs don't get as much love as they probably
No,
should.
heck no. Think
All
about
right,
it.
everyone's got
Talk a running back. You don't ever talk about a running back that's current compared to an ex running back ever.
right.
About it. Who's your best running back right now? Derrick Henry. Yeah, he's a fucking stud.
King.
But is he compared to Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, any of those guys? I don't know, man.
Well, let me ask: if you put Derrick Henry in that O line, the '90s O line Cowboys, you might.
There's so many different variables, bro. It's kind of crazy.
Ooh, I'm so excited for this draft.
Yeah. So, guys, for we're gonna do an all-time NFL team draft. We'll do that in just a bit. I just want to ask these guys some questions, just get their juices flowing, their minds, just having fun. But we haven't talked since trivia night as far as like as a pod together. So it's been a hectic month. Let's say that, especially with everyone getting sick because winter is coming. Let me ask you this: offensive player of the year leader right now. This could be quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, whatever you want. Fuck, tight end.
Offensive player of the year.
Yeah, who's leading that candidate? You got Jetta in there. You got Tyreek. You can say quarterbacks. You're getting Justin Fields up there now. Like, he's been very impressive the last month. I mean, it really just depends on.
Honestly, offensive player of the year, I think I would give it to Tyreek, just because of the doubt of everyone saying, no, he's not going to do anything without Mahomes, and then coming into the Dolphins and putting the numbers that he's putting, man, like
he's leading in receiving, right?
Yeah, like I think he has it. I think he has to be in contention for that.
I would definitely say him up there, and then I would say probably Hurts is the guy that's closest to him, just because of the numbers he's put up.
Hurts, the quarterback.
Yeah,
he's like almost like gonna be passed by Fields. That's crazy though.
As far as
think about it, the stats he's put up, like running, passing, touchdowns, like he's got a lot of stat lines.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be anything. I mean, you can argue, Stephon Diggs, one of the top receivers right now in receiving yards as well. Jetta, fucking great catch.
Jetta would be up there as well,
and he's doing it with Kirk Cousins. Like, regardless of how everyone's gonna have a mixed bag of feelings of Kirk Cousins, whether he's like a problem or he's just, he's a really good talent. Yeah, I think we can all agree he's a really good talent. It's just tough to say, like, oh my god, he's gonna be all-time great and all that stuff. Like, he puts up numbers, but it's always gonna be a conversation. It's always gonna be a little tough,
You know what? Saquon, dude. I think Saquon should be out there.
Yeah, I put Saquon as comeback player of the year. I don't know if I'd put. Well, I mean, I guess he could go with both categories.
You could. It doesn't have to be exclusively to one.
Did he come back though? Because it wasn't injury last. I mean, he was fine
He was out last year. He was out all last year.
But he was fine.
Or not all of last year.
He played last year.
I mean, so did Derrick Henry, but he's still going to be a candidate.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I think Saquon should be out there, man. I think the Giants, if they didn't have Saquon, they wouldn't be where they were at.
Oh no, dude, not at all. They'd be like a laughing stock of the NFL right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Tyreek has to be credited. If it wasn't for some maybe other stuff, I could probably say Mahomes for himself too, because he's doing a lot for those Chiefs. But he also been throwing some bad picks lately too. Not game-worthy costing ones like Josh Allen, but I think Tyreek though is just doing what he can, bro. He's catching those some uncatchable balls. Like let's be honest, the two was being good and all, but he's been throwing some balls that aren't really catchable. Tyreek is coming back for, you know, what is it? Short passes that are supposed to go bomb. Like he's trying to go for 60 yards, but they end up going 45. He's coming back for all that. Marco had a comment saying Jetta's got Kirk Cousins. Imagine him be with a top 5 QB. And speaking of which, my man has time to jump on. It is Marco. What's going on, brother?
What's up, guys? Had a little break from work, so had to hop on.
There you go. So, Marco, who's your leading candidate right now for Offensive Player of the Year?
Just quarterback? I mean, like overall, like could be
overall offense, so wide receivers, whatever you want.
I guess you can't take it away from Tyreek, man. In my opinion, he's
It's
leading the league.
It's hard, man.
In yards. I mean, overall.
Let me ask you this: when you have like conversations for the MVP and stuff like that, you're gonna give some points to Tua, but do you maybe give more points to Tyreek when we're having the MVP discussion? I just want to ask.
I do.
I would give it to Tyreek instead of Tua. Between
Tyreek.
those two.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, he said in a press conference, like I think the other day, he said, "You pick any like reporter in this room to throw me the ball, I probably just have as much yards as I do right now." I mean, he did say that. So.
I mean, he can though. That's the crazy part.
Yeah,
like,
he
he didn't
can.
have anybody at quarterback. He had one of the best to ever do it in Mahomes, and now he has a decent quarterback in Tua, and he's still putting up stupid numbers. Like the dude's a freaking monster.
But also not to not throw any shade at Tua. Like he's got some probably.
Oh no, not at all. That's what
I don't think y'all are. And I'm just to clarify for the people that are watching right now or later on, that Dolphin offense is stacked. You got Raheem Mostert, you got Wilson Jr., you got Jalen Waddle on the other side of Tyreek. Gesicki's not bad at all. He can't do the gritty, but he ain't bad at all.
Which that itself has put up some stupid numbers, but just not as much as Tyreek.
And that's perfectly fine. I mean, he's still top 5, right? Like, I mean, he was like 4 for most of the time. I don't know.
So I think he was easily in the top 10. I just don't remember exactly where.
Well, let's see. As of 10 hours ago when they posted it, he's still at 4.
Oh yeah. So
while Tyreek's at number 1. So that Dolphin offense, Marco, you're now that you're in here, I want to get your actual how you're feeling about what we were talking about earlier with the greatest catch. I want you to explain like your list, because you said OBJ, Edelman, and Jetta.
So it's kind of hard for me in a way to combine. It's kind of hard, right? Because you have to kind of combine the moment, but also like leverage the amount of like craziness of the catch. I think that's the hardest thing. I think the craziness in OBJ's catch is like ridiculous. I think that's like over the top ridiculous. That maybe it'll even trumps a moment. I think that's the way. Yeah, it's crazy. That catch is ridiculous, man. The Edelman catch, I think, is because of the magnitude of the moment. Plus, that could even maybe trump OBJ and be number 1, honestly, in my eyes. Because of the magnitude of the moment, the way they were coming back, and it being a Super Bowl. Like, that's the catch, man. So that might be a number 1. I might have to switch those two. And then the third one with Justin Jefferson that I saw, I was watching it live in Vegas, and the reaction inside the casino was crazy, dude. It was crazy. Like how he made that catch and the reaction, it was nuts. It was nuts.
I know you threw some bets down and Trade sent you some money. Did y'all win anything?
Bro,
he's about to log off.
Bro, don't talk, dude.
The one that I told Marco about, bro.
Just one more game.
I said Cards, they win. I said Packers, they win. I said Colts, they win. The last one we needed was the Chargers. They should have won. We put 10 down, bro. We would have won 650.
Oh man, bro, that was so funny.
So I put in 10 to win 650. He put in 10 to win 650.
Yeah.
What's the other bet you made, Marco, that Josh Allen cost you?
Oh, I had gone. I was like a weird one. I had gone the Bills winning I had gotten I think the spread. I can't quite remember. Most of the other three were like spreads, like
Points.
that I had gotten. Yeah, and the one that I needed was the Bills
Just
to
the Bills
win.
winning.
I
Fucking
literally
Vegas,
would have.
man.
I literally would have won like a good like a couple $1,000. And
Vegas always wins.
I was
There's
pissed.
too
I
many
didn't
people
drop
talking
that much
trash
money,
about the
but
Green Bay game too, saying that the Cowboys needed a spread and that Vegas changed the odds. All this.
oh well, I think a few years ago Trey had actually made a bet in Vegas, and I think it was with the Lions and the Packers, and the Packers had I think they won. They ended up winning that game with a field goal, and that like costed you like a couple $1,000, right?
Let's just say this. I made a lot of bets that should have hit.
Yeah,
No, but he won the Patriots losing to the Dolphins. I remember that one.
Yeah, I hit that one.
yeah, well, yeah. I remember that one too.
Wink.
Yeah, let's just say I've won. I've won fewer than I've lost. I'm sorry. Yeah, I won fewer than I've lost. Let's just leave it at that.
Pissed, man.
We won't say numbers. We won't say money, but I've lost.
Okay, so you're the Green
Yeah.
Bay Packers and betting. Okay.
Yeah. Good stuff.
All right. Let me move on to the next question. Let me start with you, Marco, before you probably have to head out with work and everything. Your top
Mhm.
3 MVP candidates right now.
Mahomes is number one.
Okay.
I don't think anybody should probably argue that right now, at least the way things are. Maybe like Jalen, but number one would be Mahomes. Number two, it's hard. I mean, at the magnitude and the way they impact games and how they're doing it, I think Tyreek would have to be number two.
Okay.
Dang, that would be crazy if Tyreek wins it over like Patrick Mahomes. Like the way that you're listening, that would be fucking crazy.
Yeah, they would.
It can come to the wire,
three-
down to the wire.
Could depend on how the rest of the season goes for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then number three, if the Eagles continue to be the Eagles after the adversity they're facing right now, I think Jalen Hurts has a good shot.
Which is only their first game they lost, and people are already like
Yeah.
dropping them like flies.
Nah,
That's what's
Nah,
crazy,
they'll be fine.
right? Like they just went like
they
almost
needed it.
perfect, and everybody's now shitting on them.
They needed that.
Like dead ass when people compare them to like the 2020 Steelers or the 21 Cardinals, I'm like, y'all see this roster? This shit's the bomb. Like
Mhm.
regardless of like who they
team's
face,
good.
like, and I know I don't know if Alex is watching or he's listening right now, but like I know like he was shitting on the Eagles a little bit, like saying, well, they haven't played anybody. Well, no shit, they didn't make the schedule. Like they but who they've beaten. Like, what you want to say? The Niners are better. They're 5-4. What's like, what do you want to like? They're 8-1. Like, there's nothing wrong with the
Statistically,
Eagles.
yeah, they're not better.
Like, I mean, come on, like it's just what it is. Now, I mean, obviously things can turn around. We're entering the second half of the season. Like, this is where the real momentum begins for most of the real contenders. So we'll see how it goes. This is fucking football. You're gonna be running the ball in the cold. You're gonna be grinding it out. Let's see who the real teams are.
Yep.
Trey, give me your list here. Top 3 MVP candidates.
Honestly, I can't really argue with Marcos, to be completely serious. No particular order. You got to have Mahomes. You got to have Hurts. There's some other guys. I think Tyreek is a honorable mention right now, just because of the overall stats. I would say my third, ironically, even though he's done shitty the past 2 weeks, is probably Josh Allen. But
It's still your top 3.
I think so.
Man, I can't.
I think so. Again, bro, don't let these 2 games fool you. Look at what he did at the beginning of the season. You got to think about it like that. He put up stupid numbers for the first
no disagreement there. So like what I'm gonna disagree is on what I said earlier is that he hasn't thrown even the whole offense hasn't scored a touchdown the second half since week 6.
I agree. I'm just
his stock is falling hard.
So like I said, he would probably be my number 3 if
I think it's mental.
Make an actual list, but yeah, I can't disagree though.
I think at this point it's mental what he's going through. They say the elbow, fuck that. People play through injuries all the time. Like, I mean, it's a quarterback. I get it. It's your elbow, but like he wouldn't be doing the things he's doing right now on the field that lead me to believe that he can do certain things. I think at this point maybe mental.
He's tackling with the elbow first.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, damn, dude's huge, man. Dude's a monster.
All right, what's your MVP listing right now?
In no order, man. I think Mahomes gets it, man. Like, he deserves that. There was a lot of like trash talk about him, like from everyone, like not you, Marco, but everyone else saying, like he's not gonna do anything without Tyreek, blah blah blah. All this, he has no like.
At least half the group on this podcast for sure.
Probably, yeah, but no, like they were saying, like he shouldn't, and yet again, he should not be doing what he's doing if he was not an MVP candidate. He was not the kind of caliber of quarterback that he is. So I think he's up there. He's in one of those three. Hurts is another one, man. After coming back from being criticized the past season and coming in leading a 7-0 team, now 7-1, like, hey, that requires a lot. Like it shows that you're growing as a player and as a QB. So that's good for me to see, though. Man, and I think the other one that I'm putting up there would be Hill. Just like I said, I think Hill, what he's been able to do with that, like number-wise, I think Hill deserves to be out there. Stephon Diggs, possibly in that third spot. But the one that I've been seeing a lot on the media kind of coming out is Justin Fields. And I'm not saying because he's a Bears fan. I'm just saying because of he looks comfortable in the pocket now. He looks comfortable running outside. So he's throwing and he's running. So
his stock is right. Like his personal stock is not.
Yeah.
Like going 1-3, go 1-3 in the last 4 weeks is not enough to go up in the MVP candidacy.
But
he has to
put Josh Allen in a negative way.
And
Okay, yeah.
That's what I was going at. Like I think
that's
But
my
they're
point
still
right
6-3 versus 3-7.
But what I'm saying is, you just said that the last few games for Justin Fields don't, you know what I mean? Like it's the same concept as Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Right, but his personal stock is rising, but the team is still losing.
But they're losing also. Like if you look at the games though, look at the flags though.
I mean,
There's
but
a
and
bunch
you,
of calls that
Trey,
have not been
you
called,
said, but look at what they did early in the season. Well, Josh Allen started really hot early in the
I know.
season.
That's why I said Josh Allen.
Right. I'm not.
Everybody's hating on Josh Allen.
I'm not.
I've never hated on Josh Allen. I hate when he loses me games and money.
Marco,
Go look.
because
I never
of
hate on
Patrick
Josh.
Mahomes, you are the biggest Josh Allen hater ever, sir.
Jose, am I not a huge supporter of Josh Allen? I have always said, look back at messages, look back at everything. I literally say all the time, if there's one person that I don't mind beating me, it's Josh Allen.
Marco's only thing I can say is that he's just like, don't you dare be putting Josh Allen over Patrick Mahomes. That's really it.
Yeah,
that's really Marco's only argument. And I've been saying it from like when we made our top 10 quarterback list, when we made our listings, I did criticize all of y'all that had him number one, Josh Allen. Trey, Art, Alex, y'all all had him number one over Mahomes. And I said, he hasn't done shit enough. I mean, Art had him at 3. Mahomes had 3. Like, that's what you got me.
That's what I was saying from the get-go. Them two are like a 1-2 punch. Whether you have them at 1 or 2, you're really not going to be terrible.
Nah, my QB doesn't fumble in the end zone.
Yeah, he does.
Win. I mean,
he has once, right? He has once. Oh no, in the red zone, not the end zone. Right. You're right.
I mean,
you're right. I mean,
he does throw interceptions on the red zone, though.
There's still a long time left.
He did overthrow Kelsey, who was wide open by like 15 yards. Because of his
no. He also makes no look catches. I mean, passes. So with some impressive catches.
I'm not saying anything.
No, we're not here for the blasphemy.
I love Marco.
Patrick also doesn't hurdle people, so I gotta give Josh Allen his.
Dude, that
he's a tank.
Psychotic.
He's a tank.
That's crazy to me.
Dude hurdles people like nobody's business.
I just think
ridiculous.
Like I said in the beginning of the episode, I just think the Bills' problem is that McDermott relies too much on Josh Allen.
I agree. I think they
versus letting the running game do work. I mean, look at the Vikings' run defense is shit. Art knows because the Vikings almost lost to the Bears due to the run game.
What's crazy too is they have 2 great running backs. They just have. I know Cook's been hurt, but they didn't utilize him until this last game.
But it's not that Cook is hurt, dude.
He was at the beginning of the season.
No, the whole offensive scheme changed.
They're using Moss more. They're using Zach Moss more.
Yeah.
At the time.
No. I'm talking about.
No, he's talking about the Vikings.
Vikings? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Like they changed the whole scheme around. It was supposed to be more passing friendly.
Oh, I agree.
Last season it was just run, use Cook, man. Like, and Cook hasn't been used on the passing. So It's
Well,
not that
you
he was
know,
hurt though.
well, the Eagles loss in week 2 is what made them realize we can't just do the all passing
Exactly.
because they started struggling with the passing after they figured out week 1, like, oh, they're just gonna go heavy passing. I was like, all right, well, we do have an all pro running back. Let's fucking use him. We got a fucking good backup. Let's use him. Let's go that route.
But I mean, I think it's with any team though. It's like, and I think that's what the Bills are not figuring out. If they figure out the run, they can figure out the passing.
See, and that's what I'm hoping because of this last game, how much they did run the ball. I'm hoping that transfers.
Run the fucking ball. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I hope that transfers over.
Now let me ask you this because y'all didn't include him in your MVP listings. Where do y'all have Geno Smith? Dead ass. I mean, you can make that face. They lost
honorable
to the Bucks,
mention.
but
I made
But
that face because
he been balling.
he has been doing good. He has been doing good. Don't get me wrong. I
No more than Russ.
don't have him. Oh yeah, of course. I don't know how, but whatever. I don't think the entire NFL knows how, but yes.
Honestly, I've been hearing that talk, man, about Geno Smith being MVP. But
I mean, stats wise, I guess
crazy though.
in the
Top
argument.
5 in passing right now.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Top 5. Imagine that. Perennial backup,
That's
Geno
kinda
Smith, top 5
think-
in passing,
I think-
week 10 weeks in.
I think Pete Carroll is just a really good coach. Really, really good coach.
And so, and does that what does that really say about Russell Wilson then? Because was it more Pete Carroll?
Who
Is it
knows?
more? I mean,
It's okay. The only argument I have as a Broncos fan and as an
He didn't pray
NFL
enough.
touche. The only argument I have is we are on our third center, our third left tackle, our third
True.
right tackle, our
Yep.
really fourth, fifth, and sixth receiver. Well, I mean, not fourth, fifth, and sixth, but we're like 2 to 3 receivers down. I think we're 2 tight ends down or 1 tight end. Like we've got a lot of injuries on the offensive side of the ball. That's the only argument I have. So you take that how you want it. Go from there.
Hey,
is Jerry Judy injury prone?
I don't know, bro. They said the ankle was day to day, so I don't know what's going to actually be
hey,
the outcome.
hey! They said Russell Wilson also has his own office
In the building? Yeah.
in the building.
Has his own
Hey.
office?
He
Yeah.
has his own office in the building. Hey, I've been hearing it.
I guess his own private locker room, maybe.
Is it in the freaking toilet or what?
My sources tell me that he has his own office.
So what does that
Is that
mean?
Fox Sports or is that CNN? I'm just kidding.
Is it Barstool?
Why do you have to get political?
So what does that mean?
Who is it? We're in our fucking
Now what?
30s except for you.
So what does that mean exactly?
So a lot of his ex-players have been coming out how much they have not liked them in the past, and I don't know if
Understandable.
that's just like. Do you think his teammates like him now?
Current teammates?
The Broncos?
They like that he's better than the past quarterbacks they've had.
Yeah, true. Well, yeah, for sure.
I
Defensive
honestly,
lock.
I mean, I don't know to be completely serious. I would assume he does seem like a nice dude. Yeah, he seems cheesy sometimes, but he does seem like a nice dude.
Hey, I mean, as cheesy as he is, and regardless how people made fun of him for like doing like high knees and playing, apparently there was players that joined him in that shit.
Oh,
So
shit.
that's other
There you go.
reports. That, like their teammates
I
went in there, and
They
I think
kept
that's
everybody
everybody
up.
too. I think if you're in that facility, you need to like ignore the noise outside and get to know the
for
guy.
sure.
And because that's the
Yeah.
problem, I think too many people are listening to the outside noise, especially in that team right now, because you can tell by how they're playing. It's like, dude, like, how about you just get to know the guy? Maybe he's not as bad as he is. Maybe he's just comfortable and confident in his own ways. But I mean, sit down, talk to him.
I think another
And
thing too is our defense. So it's crazy. I saw a stat
You
today.
trade away your defense.
Our defense is still top tier. Like end of story. Think
I'm
about
not disagreeing.
So our defense has literally held everybody to like 18 points, and our offense has only scored like 16 points average per game.
Yep.
I saw that stat today. So in my argument to that is, would the defense still be fighting if they didn't really give a shit about Russell? Like, wouldn't they kind of just say fuck it to an extent at one point, you know?
Did you also see the stat that if they would have scored 18 points on all the other past
Maybe
games,
like-
they would have been like pretty much undefeated?
Yeah. So also too is like look who's the defensive coordinator and look who's running the offense and also the head coach.
There's a lot of
Maybe the head coach is a problem. And he was
Trey,
my pick.
Trey,
to
I
be
just want
coach
to
of
know.
the year.
Yeah, Trey, I just want to know, is Nathaniel Hackett not still in the
I think he's in the hot seat, bro.
it's a,
Yeah.
it's a first year, bro. I mean,
So what?
So is Eberflus.
So is Josh McDaniels, and he was a
I mean,
great offensive
fire
coordinator.
him. Fire him.
I'm
If
saying,
you're a Raiders fan, you're firing Josh McDaniels today. A Raiders fan,
Yeah.
right? No.
nah, bro.
2-7 for the Raiders.
After going and acquiring,
And like, look, this week is Raiders at Broncos, right? So like, fire both after the game.
Nobody win. They actually end up in a tie. Fire everybody. That's funny.
That
That'd
would
be,
probably happen.
that'd be hilarious. I don't know, bro. I still think I know it's already like the 10th week or 11th week or whatever, but it's still the first year for these guys. And on the Broncos case, new quarterback, new head coach, new system, a lot of new people and moving parts. On the Raiders side, new receiver that's a top tier receiver, new coach, it's a lot of new shit going on, man. At least a year.
If the second half of the season that's coming up right now, if y'all start looking better, it'll save his job. But I think honestly, because like we've mentioned before, new management, new owners, like they didn't hire the coach. I mean, they're gonna cut losses, but he needs to impress the second half of the season, in my opinion. I mean, and like you said before, like you want some offensive guys. Well, he's not doing enough from the offensive side because that's what he is, right? He's an offensive minded coach.
Injuries? What do you regard in injuries? You can't control injuries.
You can control
a break. You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm saying. We're literally on our third string in the sense of 4 positions on our fucking feet on our offense alone.
I'm not saying the Chargers. I'm not saying right now that the Chargers have a good coach, but they also have a lot of injuries and they've been winning games. So I think it's kind of
position though.
In what?
In multiple positions.
Dude, all their wide receiver core is out. They've been out.
The top 2 wide receivers, some O linemen.
They're
defense.
Okay.
Joe Everett's hurt too. Like it's
No, I mean
that's my only argument.
It's just the fact that unfortunately, like it's a win now league too at times.
Oh yeah,
a lot of times. So it's just it's always going to be a pressure for a first time or first year head coach. Josh McDaniels, this is what his second run. I mean, he's almost got to go. Like this is a playoff team that got better defensively and offensively, and you're 2-7. Get the fuck out of here.
Where was Josh McDaniels going to go the first time he was going to leave though?
That was a better team than
Colts. Okay, I couldn't remember where.
Let's get into that right now. Actually, we haven't talked about it. Fucking Jeff Saturday's the interim head coach. We haven't said enough, but he went 1-0, and now everybody, Pat McAfee, and all his friends are like, "Oh, good, he's the best." They told you, y'all were all wrong. You criticized us, you all wrong. Yeah, it looks like Marco's following that Pat McAfee side of things. Now I'll say right now, fuck the way he got hired. Fuck the way he got hired. I don't like that shit. Bypass all the people that have been grinding, working hard. I know Alex was saying on the text is like, bro, like he's like, maybe we don't need them to be like getting the coffee and all that shit. What about the people that did get the coffee and all that shit? Like, come on, man. Like, those were guys that worked hard and just like go for a high school coach.
He didn't work hard, B. Like the dude was in the NFL for how many years?
But not for that position.
He was with them for 12 years.
Exactly,
but not for that position.
Did you read the article or hear something that said why they hired him?
I just heard everything from the Pat McAfee show from the Jim Irsay.
So I don't know if
the Jeff Saturday interview.
Oh, look at little kitty.
They worked for them. Oh yeah, Jeff Saturday played for them for so long. He's still involved in the organization. He's still around constantly. He's a big part of their organization. Why would you not bring on somebody that's constant? Like, for example, no bullshit. I thought Peyton Manning was going to become a Broncos coach for a while. Not a coach, maybe, but something to do with us because of how much he was around. Even the Colts. Why would you not? So let me ask you this. Peyton's never coached. Would you say anything if they hired Peyton?
Yes.
Yeah.
Why? One of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game, and you would be mad at the organization for hiring.
I got a better one. If Tom Brady was asked to be coach,
I'd be
why?
Mad.
Why?
Because that's just like he learned from his position. He did for his offense and all that stuff. That's great. That's one side of the field. He didn't work for that position because that's a different field. Let me ask you this:
both sides of the field. That's why they have other coaches. So Jeff Saturday runs the offense, which Jeff Saturday knows, but he doesn't touch the defense because he doesn't know defense that much.
I mean, I'm thinking it's like everyday life too. If I'm at a job and I've been grinding my ass for 12 years and I'm ready to get this promotion and I've worked hard for it. Everyone acknowledges me. Everyone knows gone here, but they bring in an outside hire and they pass me over for him. Am I not allowed to be pissed? Am I not allowed like?
I'm not saying that, but
That's what I'm saying, because I'm saying you got people in that staff that have been working hard. We don't know like how long everyone. I'm not saying like a specific person or anything like that, but there are people in that building that have been working hard, and it's not like their fault. The offensive coordinator got fired first, and then now the head coach was fired. It's like, dude, guys, there are guys that have been in there knowing these guys in and out. And don't get me wrong, consultant, I get it. Jeff Saturday, he's been there, like you said. That's cool and all, but he hasn't been there every day. You know this because he's been on ESPN most of the other time, just talking shit about everyone else that he could talk about, whatever was on the discussion board. But like if you're in a job, you specialize in something, but because they brought in an outside hire who was doing great at a different type of job, but they bring him in and pass you over, that's gonna get you a little mad.
So I can see that.
Look at the great players and coaches that are pissed off about it. They're not friends. They don't have a personal connection with Jeff Saturday. All the people that are loving it, that are happy with it, Pat McAfee played with him. Dan Orlovsky worked with him. Tony Dungy coached him. Everyone that is praising it and loving it has had a personal relationship with him.
But Jose, that's the thing though. Like you're saying though, like all the people inside the office, like why didn't they get the job? Like that's actually the question. Why didn't they? Like when they were losing, who knows? Maybe he was the one that stepped up. And yeah, of course, I would be pissed if like I've been working there for so long and then like someone else gets hired in front of me and it was my turn. I think the question there is what did those other coaches do to not get the job? Like I think he
didn't even interview him. That's the thing too. Like
exactly,
I pick you.
Well,
I pick you outside hire.
Like I'm pretty sure like Trey said, like he was probably consulting and going down there and telling he
their
probably
own
has
GM
that
didn't
energy
even
about
like the
him.
hire. To be fair, their own GM didn't even like the hire.
Well,
Chris Ballard is not happy with the hire. Like he apparently had a 12-hour conversation with Jim Irsay. 12 hours to try to talk him out of it.
Maybe they're cleaning house, man. That's the same thing that some other franchises needed. So maybe they just needed to clean house. So,
I like the idea of it myself, but
I don't like that some of the people got hired over him. I'm glad for the guy. Like he got his shot.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Great job. Get your first win. It was a close game. You beat the guys that you said a month ago, they play like shit. Congratulations. But I just think like if you're looking at it from inside, out, it's a shitty situation, especially like because now if he succeeds, right, obviously you're gonna give him the job. And you're not even gonna interview anyone else, you're just gonna promote him. But what about everyone else that's worked hard? Like, and I'm talking about for like other organizations too, who have worked hard for that, to get to that role. Just that's all I'm saying. Marco, do you have anything to say? Yeah, no. I know he's Pat
real
McAfee,
quick.
so.
No. I think too is like I guess depending on what kind of happens, I think it's gonna really dictate everything. I think too is like you're bringing in someone. It's kind of hard. I get it. I get from your point of view, Jose, of like bringing in someone that was already on the staff and maybe like a special teams coordinator that's been there for a while. Make him a head coach, whatever the case may be. But also, why put him in that situation where the season's probably almost about to be thrown away? Maybe. I guess it's just like one of the things. Maybe they want a fresh start to look for someone else during the offseason. Who knows,
4-5-1? They're 4-5-1 right now.
Yeah, right? I mean, unless they really turn things around. I mean, it's still possible, right? I guess it's one of those things. But I'm not mad. I guess it's unfortunate for those dudes are there, but
for me, I just don't want it to be a precedent. And I think, and I know, like, I don't know how y'all feel because Alex was the more vocal one about it. Like he said, I loved it. He said, I love this. This should be the thing. They shouldn't have to like work as hard, like from the bottom up. But like, I'm just saying, like, you have all-time great coaches who all had to work their way up. And I'm not saying you can't be from a player to a coach, but a lot of those players had to work their way up. Mike Vrabel spent 7 years, as an assistant in college and pros before he got the head coaching job. Bill Cowher, same thing. Mike Tomlin,
I get the concept, right? Because the most successful companies, the most successful organizations, et cetera, hire from within. That's always the case most of the time. So literally the best companies, the best organizations in the world, usually hire from within. So Jim Irsay likes to really act on instinct a lot of the times. He literally it's like we'll see.
And I've said this before in a group text too. I'm not a fan of the nepotism hires, and that's kind of what this is because he has a close relationship with them too. Obviously, like y'all said, he has been a consultant. But I'm not a fan of the Belichick sons being on the defensive side. I don't like the special teams and a former DC being on the offensive side of the Patriots shit. Like that nepotism kind of shit bothers the fuck out of me. So I want everyone to know I'm fair in all aspects, even on my team. Like I'm not a fan of that shit. But anyone else got anything else to say about that?
No, I mean, like I said, like Marcus said, I get you. Especially like you look at Mike McDaniel, like he went through all the internships and everything, and then he's here. So yeah, I can see why you're upset, but I don't know. I still think they're cleaning house though.
And it might be cleaning the house, but they still have a good chance to make the playoffs. Like everything's up for grabs right now. I wanted to ask this to Alex because I know he was debating about me. Maybe y'all feel the same as him. Y'all still got Justin Herbert as a top 10 QB?
If he picks it up at the end of the season, makes the playoffs, and makes a Super Bowl run, maybe. But
I don't think it's a Super Bowl, but maybe playoff run at best.
I'd say top 15, maybe not top 10.
And if he makes a top 10, it's like gonna be like outside, like
you mean
10,
borderline
9,
10?
Yeah.
That's kind of where I have him. I still have him at 10. That's where I had him preseason. Like it's. Like,
I got a question for Alex, and hopefully he listens to the podcast. Would he consider Justin Fields over Herbert a top 10 QB? That's what I want to know from him. Knowing him that he's a huge Bears fan, like would he put Herbert just outside and then Fields inside?
I'll say no. Not being a non-Bears fan, I'll say no. Marco, Trey, y'all can answer.
No,
I don't think so.
And the reason being is because, like I said, he's had an impressive month. They're just not winning. That pick six hurt them. They could have won that game if they don't throw that pick. He doesn't throw that pick six. I want some winning football, and that's my still criteria with Justin Herbert is that he's great. Don't get me wrong. But he does a lot of his impressive stuff happens when they're backs against the wall.
When you sometimes doing stuff.
Yeah, and then he sometimes still doesn't win those games. Look at this just past week. They should have beaten the Niners. Trey and Marco should have won their bet. Look how good they looked early on, and not one point in that game where you're like, oh yeah, the Chargers gonna dominate this one. They took the lead early, and they only scored 16 points, something like that. Like, they didn't do enough for me.
They scored that early too, I think, if I'm not mistaken.
They scored.
It was I
don't think they're coached well.
And Staley's not the man for the job.
Nope, I don't think so.
Don't get me wrong. They do have injuries right now.
Hey,
but that's not the excuse for the whole time.
Better for me. Keep them all you want. Hey, let them be making those decisions. Better for me.
I have other questions, but I'll save it for after. I know Trey's been waiting for this for all his life, or at least the last month. We're going to do, guys, an all-time NFL draft. Now, Marco, you weren't here before the pod, so let me tell you the positions we're going to be drafting. It's going to be one quarterback, one running back, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 O-line, 1 defense, and 1 kicker.
Can I put Patrick Mahomes at every position?
Sorry that your QB sucks. He does. And that you're last in the division. I'm sorry. It's okay. One day you'll achieve greatness. Maybe like in 20 years.
It's so sad.
To be fair, his team did win a championship 7 years ago.
I can't.
Not that far behind.
There's more recent, so.
Right. But I'm just saying, like, at least you're not. 30 years in waiting.
At least I'm not. This is our year.
All right. So we'll do the draft order by the positions in the current rankings from the bottom up. To be fair, so I'll be last because I'm still in first place. So in last place is actually Alex, but he's not here right now. Tied for third is actually Art and Trey, and then second is Marco. So because Trey's been waiting for this, we'll let him go first, and then Art, then Marco, then me.
And Art go first. I want to give it to Art.
Yeah, go for it.
You want Art?
Nah, you can go for it.
All right.
So we're starting with QB, right? Or we're just starting overall?
Whatever you want, bro. That's why I didn't want to go first. I'm gonna take the
No.
obvious. I'm gonna take QB first. I'm gonna go Tom Brady. It's obvious.
You son of a
Yeah.
bitch. Like, I hate you.
If somebody else went all QBs, then I'd go different. But I'm gonna take Tom Brady.
All time. You move. All right, Art, go.
That's it, bro.
I'm gonna go defense, man. I'm gonna go with the 85 Bears.
First round. You're crazy.
Just because I know Jose was gonna pull the shit on it.
Okay.
I wasn't because that wasn't even who I was thinking about. Dead ass.
Okay.
That's fine. I'll
Marco?
go with that.
What's the question? Sorry, I'm doing work.
Who are you drafting for your all-time team? Did you listen to the spots?
Yes, I did.
Patrick
All right,
Mahomes.
so
Your first pick in the all-time draft.
yeah,
First pick in my all-time draft. You picked Tom Brady, 1985 Bears. QB, who was it?
no, I mean it's just you're drafting. It doesn't
Just
matter.
around.
Like it can be any position. You can literally draft Patrick Mahomes right now. or
Oh,
any
okay,
position.
whatever.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
All-time.
I'm drafting Patty right now.
it's early.
Okay. For my number one pick, give me the greatest wide receiver of all times, in my opinion, Randy Moss.
You bitch.
Nice.
I was hoping.
Great.
Yeah. Are we snaking? Let's snake. No
You
snake.
want a snake?
Nah, it's cool.
Don't snake. You don't want that.
Mr. Walter Payton.
Ah, fuck you. Fuck you, man.
Art
That
was
was-
trying to get the whole entire Bears team one.
Nah, I'm gonna go with Emmitt Smith at my running back.
Okay.
Ooh, Emmett. Okay.
Emmitt Smith. Okay. Marco, what's your second overall pick?
Adam Vinatieri, kicker.
Shut your.
What the fuck?
Why are y'all doing this to me?
Well, Art went defense first, so I mean, it's
Okay, kicker's just as bad.
Hey,
give
Gotta do
me Jerry Rice for my second wide receiver.
fuck off.
So my wide receivers are set.
Who was your first one again?
Randy Moss.
So I thought. Okay. Yeah, I hate you.
Trey.
All out.
Well, you took Tom Brady, you son of a bitch.
I know. I'm gonna go Mr. Megatron.
Okay.
You're like sniping me.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna
right, that's a good one.
Trey, you're writing this down?
yeah, I'm taking excess of mine.
Okay, I need to write everyone's down. So I might not keeping track of who I'm going to be available for later on. All right, Art, who's your third pick?
Okay, wide receiver Dot Hudson for the Green Bay Packers.
Marco?
Mine would be all right. Since y'all did all the, I'm gonna be a little bit different again. I'm gonna go with the offensive lineman. I'm gonna go Anthony Munoz.
Oh no, we're
No, you picked the whole team.
Wait, what do you mean?
all-time
like
offensive line.
All-time all-line.
All-time?
Like
Like the whole
That's
line.
not fair.
16 Cowboys, the
Trust me,
20.
it makes it hard. I know.
You want to pick the,
Okay,
you
then
want to pick the
never
20
mind.
Chiefs?
Switch up. I thought we were picking one lineman. Okay,
No.
never mind then. Then I'm gonna go at running back. I'm gonna go Derrick Henry.
Ooh, interesting pick.
I think he'll end up being the greatest running back of all time by itself. And then
You think so? Wow.
You think so?
Okay.
All right, my pick, third pick. Give me. God, yes, son of a bitch, just some good quarterbacks. But you're not going to take Joe Montana from me.
ooh, that's a good one.
I said Joe Montana.
Joe Montana, baby.
Okay.
That's a good one. I like that one.
I'm gonna take Monsieur Barry Sanders.
Ooh.
For your RB. Nice. You want a bubblehead of him?
No, I got. Wait, what?
You want a bubblehead? Like not a bubblehead,
What's a
but you want a
bubblehead?
little.
Bobblehead?
No, it's what are those things that you collect? The
Funko Pop?
Funkos? Yeah, I
Yeah.
have a Funko Pop.
Hell yeah.
That's what most of my collection is. All I have left. I had Karen,
I
Tim
got-
Duncan. Tom
Now
Brady's.
Barry and Walter Payton. Let's go.
I'm
Hold
gonna go QB, man. I'm gonna go with Don Marino.
Ooh, Dan Marino, greatest man to ever not win it.
What? You didn't go with the man that owns the Chicago Bears?
Nah.
Crazy girl.
I'm a fan of this draft so far. It's interesting.
Marco
Okay.
picked Andre Terry like a freaking weirdo.
I'm gonna go To.
Ooh, nice one. He was gonna be close to next for me.
Damn, imagine that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I might be surprised that I'm not going with the other person. Give me Tony Gonzalez.
What?
Bitch.
What?
Tony
What?
Gonzalez is still the greatest
I know
tight
you
end.
bitch. I was actually
Still-
thinking,
He's still the greatest. I love Gronk, but he retired twice. He injuries plagued him. It's Tony Gonzalez still.
Yeah, that's true.
Tony Gonzalez is a monster.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go a little low key. I'm gonna go Marvin Harrison as my second receiver.
Oh, that's not bad at all. I like
that's
that.
a good pick, actually.
My fifth round, bro.
I like that pick.
Mhm. So Trey, give me your listen so far. So
I
can
got
write it down.
Tom, Walter Payton. I got. Do you need them in order?
Yeah, just go QB, RB, wide receivers.
I got Tom, first round. I got Walter Payton second. I got Calvin third, Emmett fourth, and Marvin Harrison fifth.
I hope you Barry Sanders.
Me, I said fourth, didn't I?
He picked Sanders.
He was my fourth.
Trying to make sure I got this right.
I know. I should have written mine down, but I was like, I'll remember it.
Hold on. No. Might be tripping here. You got two running backs?
Yeah, isn't it two running backs?
It's one.
No, one RB.
Oh fuck! I thought you said two.
No, it said two wide receivers, one running back.
Okay.
That's why I was confused as hell. I was like, wait, you got
I thought
Tom.
you said two for some reason. I got confused with what we were doing.
I mean, you can have a free switch right now. Who do you want to keep, Walter or Barry?
I'm gonna keep Walton. Well, Walter Payton
Okay. And what's your fifth overall pick now? Your real one.
would be just move everybody up one. I'll take Antonio Gates as my tight end.
Okay.
Ah, okay. Okay.
Dude,
What's your entire listings right now?
Bro, in the NFL is stupid.
So with the first, I went with the 85 Bears.
85 Bears, that's right.
With the second, I went Emmett Smith. Number 3, I
Right.
went Don Hudson. 4, Dan Marino. And then with my tie, I'm gonna go Ditka.
Right, nice. My bad, Jose. I thought
You good.
See, I told you I knew I should have written it down.
Marco, give me your entire list and then give me your fifth overall pick.
My entire list: so Mahomes, Vinatieri, D. Henry, T.O., and then I'm on my fifth pick, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna go. I'm kind of I'm kind of stuck here. At tight end, I'll go Gronk.
Okay.
The heck?
Rob Gronkowski. Wow, over Travis Kelce.
That's what I was
Well,
thinking.
Travis Kelsey's not done right now.
Ooh.
Maybe it's Mahomes.
Yeah, but Mahomes is Mahomes, dog.
Thank you for letting him fall to me. For my fifth pick, and just to recap everybody, Joe Montana, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Tony Gonzalez. My fifth pick is Adrian Peterson.
Yeah,
That's a good one. I
That's
like
a
that
good
one.
What's your list so far, Jose?
We're in round 6.
No, what's your list?
Oh, it is Joe Montana for QB, Adrian Peterson running back. My receivers are Randy Moss and Jerry Rice, and my tight end is Tony Gonzalez.
Nice. Go. I
Go ahead, Joe. Your sixth round.
I'm gonna take a defensive team, and I'm gonna be a stan. I'm gonna take the 2015 Denver Broncos.
Team Broncos for defense.
Got to, bro. 2015 Broncos. That was a nasty year for us.
Art.
I'm gonna go with the first player elected to the Pro Football Hall of Famer as a receiver, Lance Allworth, as my wide receiver.
I like that. Marco.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with. I have one more receiver, I think.
A receiver, O-line, and defense.
Damn. I'm gonna go Michael Irvin,
Ooh.
receiver.
Okay.
Irvin. Okay. Give me. I think I got the right year. Give me the 2000 Ravens.
That's a good one. Real good one. Wow.
Fucking solid ass team, bro. That defense was right behind the 85 Bears as far as dominance.
They've had some
Right
crazy
behind them.
defenses.
All right, Trey, you got 2 picks left: O-line and kicker.
If I'm gonna be another stand for my team, I'm
You
gonna
would.
go Jason Elam as my kicker.
Who?
Jason Elam?
Oh, I couldn't hear you.
Denver
No, I
Broncos.
couldn't hear you. I couldn't hear you.
I was gonna do BMAC, but Elam was a fucking monster. Held the record for a while too.
Yep.
Art.
Gonna go with my O-line. Gonna go with the 78 New England Patriots.
Wow. Dirty girl. Marco, you still have O-line and defense.
I'm gonna go with the 1999 49ers for O-line.
That was gonna be my second pick if someone took it.
O-line. Okay, so that's O-line and kickers. I hate y'all for this. Yeah. Marco's gonna hate this. Give me Kwiatkowski.
I was gonna, it was between him and Elam for me.
Who'd you take, Marco?
Vinatieri.
Yeah,
He's the GOAT.
I had to take the second best Patriot all-time kicker of all time. It's like the only stand pick I got. Like I didn't pick anyone else for the Patriots. I actually was diverse.
Oh my
Trey, your last
god,
pick.
that is
So
terrible.
I'm not gonna lie, I had to Google this.
You're terrible. You're terrible, Mark.
I had to Google this one. I'm gonna go with the 75 Buffalo Bills offensive line. I was looking it up. They were first in rushing yards per game and attempt, and then they were third in rushing touchdowns and sack percentage. And that was when they had OJ. So that offensive line was nasty.
Man, my kicker, I'm gonna go with Anderson, Morten Anderson.
How did any of y'all didn't go with Justin Tucker? Are y'all like?
I was gonna say Tucker, but
I was gonna say I just went back.
I was going to, but I want to eat him.
Justin Tucker is literally arguably probably the second greatest kicker of all time.
No, he's the first.
You said
he's
Morten
first.
Anderson, right?
Huh?
He's the first.
Morten Anderson, yep.
Morten Anderson.
Nah, he's not the first. He doesn't have. Vinatieri is the clutchest and most complete kicker of all time. This dude's crazy.
I just looked up a list, and Vinatieri is
Snow game.
number 5 in the list.
Told you.
That's bullshit. Any kicker will tell you that Vinatieri is the greatest of all time.
Look up who's number one.
Blanda's ahead of him.
Who's number
Anderson's
one?
at 3. Grossa is at 2, and then Tucker is at 1.
Told you.
Now you got to think about it too. Is that those people? Some of those people used to use steel toes to kick.
I'll give you that one.
At the end of the day, they got the results done.
Touche.
That's what they're going by stats.
Marco, your last pick? Your defense?
Oh yeah, I actually knew this one. Because one, it's my team. The year and a player, Bug Buchanan. All right, it's gonna be the 1969 Kansas City Chiefs. Dylan. 69 Kansas City Chiefs, baby.
All right, and for my final pick, give me the '90s Cowboys.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I think it's solid. So let me run down
Damn,
everyone's.
I didn't know Bug Buchanan was that fucking old. Jesus Christ.
Let me run everyone's list. So Trey's team is Tom Brady, Walter Payton, Calvin Johnson, Marvin Harrison, Antonio Gates, 75 Bills for the O-line, 15 Broncos for defense, and Jason Elam for the kicker. Art, your team is Dan Marino, Emmitt Smith.
Jesus
Give me your
Christ.
wide receiver again. I couldn't fucking.
Don Hudson.
Don
and
Hudson.
then Lance Allworth.
And Lance Allworth. Okay. Mike Ditka, 78 Patriots for O-line, 85 Bears defense, and Morton Anderson for kicker. Marco, you picked the Mahomes, King Henry, T.O., Michael Irvin, Gronk, 99 Niners. Jesus, sorry to say that fast. O-line, and 69 Chiefs, and Adam Vinatieri. I got Joe Montana, all day Adrian Peterson, Randy Moss, Jerry Rice, Tony Gonzalez, 90s Cowboys, 2000s Ravens, and Steven Kuskowski. You know what? I win. I don't give a fuck what y'all say. I win.
You kill it with the kicker. You could have.
I don't need no fucking kicker. I got the two greatest wide receivers of all time with the second best
the greatest
quarterback ever.
and the greatest running back of all time. So that's highly unlikely.
I think we can all agree Marcos is last on this list, right? He picked a kicker second.
No, I am not last. I'm at least second or third.
That 69 Chiefs ain't gonna protect the 2022 Patrick Mahomes.
Hey, Bug Buchanan will do crazy things.
Not from the 2000 Ravens, not the 85 Bears, not even the 15 Broncos.
No.
Hey,
No,
so
let
me read it to you.
in the face, bro.
15 Pro Bowl appearances with the Chiefs on that line. Yeah, they allowed less than 100 rushing yards in all but 3 games in that season. That's crazy.
All right, guys, y'all gonna vote for this on TikTok, on Instagram,
Oh, hell
everywhere. Yeah. I want y'all to vote. Who is last on this shit? Who's the best? I mean, dead ass.
Now low key is making me question my kicker, but I'm sticking to it.
I mean, that's great and all. You can question your kicker all you want, but I mean, at the end, I still think I have the best team out there.
Hey, all the for the brand people are gonna come after your ass. I'll say.
I don't give a fuck. Come at
They're gonna come for your ass. They're gonna come for your ass hard.
For what?
For picking that dude as your kicker.
I don't care. Fuck, who else am I gonna pick? You said you weren't crying about Justin Tucker. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what the for the brand people. You know what? I am a for. You know how many games he cost me? I am a for. And you know how many games he won me? That's your problem. You look at the negative. You negative asshole. I look at the positives. This man won me games.
You're a negative asshole.
Talking about the Baltimore Ravens. He won those games to get past the Ravens. He won those games. You know, the people that are hating on Tom Brady are like, well, his kickers are always saving them. Gostkowski's one of them. It ain't just Vinatieri. Gostkowski did his work, bro. There's a reason why he led the league for a long time in points overall. That man had to do a lot of work. Tom Brady couldn't get down the field all the time. He's still the greatest, but guess what? Gostkowski did the work. You're just hating on him because you're counting more on his later years, on his shit years, more than anything. Adam Vinatieri is the greatest kicker. I ain't no one's gonna doubt about it. The man played for 45 years. Of course, he's the greatest kicker of all time. But shit, don't you dare be disrespecting my kicker when he did work, won games, made comebacks with the team, made those clutch kicks. You're counting those weak ass first drive, second drive kicks. I don't give a fuck about those.
I don't think I've heard
you just lit it. Like that. You just lit it, man. You just lit the freaking fire out of Jose's ass, man.
I haven't been that lit since this thing burned my asshole. Okay. So don't you dare disrespect my kicker when you are only seeing it from the stats. When you see it live, when you see it in person, when he is there and wins you 3 Super Bowls alongside Tom Brady and everything else, shut up.
Yeah,
you know
I can't
nothing.
take it away from him.
Look at your kicker, Harrison Butker. He's like in his 5th year and he's already failing like fucking. Get the fuck out of here.
He'll be fine, dude. He's clutch. Hey, Mike, it's all right. We'll leave Mike Wazowski alone. Anyways,
Mike Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski still got more rings than your entire team combined.
Yeah, he does
Damn.
actually. He does.
That was fun. That
No,
was fun. That's a good list. That was a hell of a list. I know
That
Trey's
was
been
too
waiting for this for a
much, too
month.
much.
dude, I want to do this again, like something different. Like it's fun to see.
Sergio?
We'll do
Ooh.
varieties.
Hell
All
yeah.
right, before we close it out, I wanna touch on something Art wanted to discuss early on. Eagles losing to the Commanders, first loss of the season. Everyone's shitting on them now. What do y'all got, Eagles overall, and how do y'all think about the game?
I don't think they should have lost personally. I bet on them to lose just because they were so hot.
I saved you from loser of the week.
Yeah, and I do call. I like the call at the end. It was a bullshit way to get it, but I like the call at the end because he did give him time to to stop. As far as that goes, if the Eagles take this loss hard, then I think they'll lose a couple more back to back. Like maybe not back to back, but I'm saying like soon in the next few games. But if they kind of just brush it off and say, okay, look, we suck. Let's go back to our old ways, I think they'll be back on top. I'd put them probably losing maybe 2 to 3 in the next few weeks, I guess, maybe.
I think we're back selling lost Marco. I think he'll be back in just a bit. I think personally for me, for Art Hugo, I think this is a good loss now, halfway into the season, and then you lift your ass up.
Exactly.
Art, what are your thoughts?
I think the same thing, man. They were hot, and if they went if they went all the way undefeated, like, hey, man, kudos to them. But you knew like one team in that leftover schedule was going to beat them. I mean, they're. I think this kind of proves that they are a beatable team, and it's going to raise them up. Now, I think at the end of the
division
day,
rival.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Divisions are always tough games.
it's always hard. But I think at the end of the day, man, they should have won that game, first of all. And then second of all, dude, I think the freaking like missed calls on every game are just like putting some of these games like up ahead and making some other teams like lose. Man. Like that face mask, like the fact
that ref has been terrible.
Like the fact that they reviewed the play to see if it was a fumble, and you see the freaking face mask right there, like you should have overturned that.
They can't do it, unfortunately. They had to throw the flag prior to that.
Yeah, you can't call a flag on a replay.
It's just, to me, it doesn't make sense because it's like,
a stupid rule.
Oh, well, most plays are going to be reviewable under 2 minutes. Oh, but not the ones that actually impact the game, like that one. Like that should be reviewable or should be challenged, I think, because it's like we're trusting you to be able to review those type of things, and then you're not doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that's kind of like the
no, and you're right on that, man. Like but I think overall, man, it's the missed calls and the over calls on it. Like we've seen, like the Taylor Haneke call it. They called it roughing the passer, but then you look at the Detroit and Chicago Bears one where they just like toss Justin Fields after the whistle was blown. Like you see a bunch of those plays that are like, shit, man. Like you're calling the games that are going to change. We saw that with Tom Brady too, man.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's just a league, if it's the refs just not like doing their job or them missing stuff up, man. But yet again, that face call,
like dead ass.
Bad.
Those refs knew they owed the Eagles one. Like, no offense, I get the roughing the passer call. You almost have to, like, it's almost blatant as hell. But at the same time, you owe the Eagles one for that non-face mask call. You that one. I mean, like, look, if I turned away from the Eagles call, I could turn away the call for this one. I'm just saying, like, if you know you made a mistake, the replay shows you made a mistake. Fucking New Yorkers tell you made a mistake. Fucking do them a favor. They always do it all the time. Sure, in smaller like capacity, but I mean, damn, bro, like.
Yeah,
and at the end of the day, that's also Graham's fault too. Like you're a Super Bowl winning, defensive lineman. Like you kind of know, like not to like.
See,
you've been there long enough.
He gave him plenty of time to stop.
Like 6 yards away from him.
That's what I'm saying. He literally 4 more steps and then still dove. Like you can't say your body was carrying you into it. You can't. There's no way. Now, if it was 1 step and you're kind of already going, okay, maybe.
But I think it's too that QBs do like. QBs sometimes do this weird shit where they like get out of rushes and they like almost kneel down and they kind of get out. So in his mind, maybe he was like, oh, he's probably just like slipping.
It was
or
a
like,
weird
I don't
kneel
know.
down. It was a weird
Yeah.
It
kneel
was
down.
weird kneel down. It was, but again, I think he gave him ample amount of time to stop, or at least maybe even slide to the side. You know what I'm saying?
It's 6 yards. Like you can't really like argue it, unfortunately. Like
So
and the
Nah, I just think it
defense.
was.
I agree. There were other calls that should have definitely been made. That face mask was really huge.
That was bad.
And I'll say this, despite honestly, this and I don't want to shade on the Commanders' victory because they deserve the props for what they did, especially with that second quarter like shutout of the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think the Commanders still would have won, regardless of those two calls didn't happen. And I think it's because all the momentum that was going on their side, the defense was battling hard. You saw the interception, you saw those fumbles. The face mask fumble, take that away though. But that one with the big throw, Jalen Hurts down the field, 40, 50 yards, beautiful catch, and then the dude gets up and then gets stripped.
Against Watkins, man. Oh my
Oh,
god.
that was a.
Did you see the memes though? Do you remember that meme from the Jets? The guy that he goes into the workout facility and he puts his coat and he can't be let in because they locked him out. Literally, they were saying like Watkins walking into the Eagles facility like on Monday morning. Like that was a touchdown. Like he just fucking dropped the ball on the trip. Man.
Even if it wasn't a touchdown, I mean, secure the ball. Damn, like
I think he wasn't expecting that guy to come from behind at all.
I think he was just so excited he caught it. He's like, oh my god, I did it.
Maybe. But no, I agree. Like you don't want to take it away from what Washington did. They definitely did hold the Eagles, who's a pretty high, powerful offense.
They've won 3 of their last 4 games now with Tyler Heineke at the helm.
Like that. But like I said, I agree with y'all. I think this was the perfect time to lose that first game because again, how you respond back now, if you take it again with anger, you're gonna suck the next couple games. Yeah. But if you take it as a learning curve, then you're gonna fucking do good. So
I think Jason Kelsey and the entire team is gonna come after the Colts.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
Stomp the yard on their ass.
Exactly. So
I can't wait to see how they react. Hopefully it's positive and everything. Last thing before we go, we're not doing predictions. Y'all just send that to me because that's gonna take another hour and we don't got time for that. As of right now,
quick.
No, fuck no. Fuck no.
There is no quick in this podcast.
No, there's nothing quick. We're already an hour and a half in. Right now, I'll start with you, Art. Who are your 2 teams favorited to go to the Super Bowl?
Ooh.
Favorite to go into the Super Bowl, man?
Mm-hmm.
I like the Eagles, man. I still like the Eagles.
Okay, that's NFC. AFC now.
And then, man, the Chiefs are looking good, man. I'm not going to lie. The Chiefs look good. But I would I'm not saying they're not gonna make it, but
who's your
I think if freaking like runner up, and this is just a stupid. I'm just being dumb, dude. But the fucking Jets, man.
Oh yeah,
I honestly think it's gonna be close on that division though. But I think it's gonna be the Chiefs and the Eagles though. No
for your first Super Bowl finals. Okay, Marco.
I think it's gonna be the Chiefs and the AFC, and the NFC. Call me crazy.
You're crazy. He wants this rematch. He wants the rematch. He wants redemption. I can see it in your eye. You want the redemption from 2 years ago.
Nah, I don't think the Bucs go back. Nah, I was gonna say I could see the 49ers sneaking in.
That's kind of the one
I can see the Niners sneaking in. It's something about them. I think if Jimmy really gets his feet down and starts delivering a little bit more, I think the Niners
team both sides of the fucking ball.
So either Eagles or Niners.
So who's your favorite though over Niners? Is Niners a favorite or Eagles?
I think the Niners are my favorite to get in. Yeah.
Trey?
I'm gonna have to. I do like the Eagles, like Art said, but I think I'm gonna have to lean more towards the Niners as well.
That's crazy. 5-14 over the 8-1. That's crazy.
What's nuts is just the schedule that we talked about, which it determines it, but it also whatever. But just the players that they have, dude, it's scary. The 49ers are actually scary. They have so much talent on both sides, bro. It's nuts. And then the AFC, I'm gonna go Broncos.
Let's ride.
Ooh, let's ride. No, I'm gonna lean towards Chiefs for now. It could change depending on the next couple games for sure. But
Maybe
I'm
the Raiders.
Chiefs.
You know what? You know,
We're about to steamroll everybody.
I'll be the one where Marco's gonna look at me stupid. For the AFC,
The Bills.
no.
Oh,
Give me the Dolphins.
Oh, dude, I forgot about that.
You're disgusting. You're disgusting.
terribly
You're a
mad.
whore.
How am I a whore?
What's up,
You're a
Trey?
whore.
I said I'm not terribly mad at that decision. Like
That wouldn't be bad.
they definitely have been doing work as
Fuck
well.
all of y'all. Y'all
No,
just
think
trying to
about it.
hold it.
I'm not.
It's all right. We'll sit there. I'll sit back. We'll sit back. Look.
I'm not saying it's a guarantee.
Let
It's
it
not an
play
official
out.
prediction. It's not an
Same
official
concept
prediction.
as the 49ers. The Dolphins have a lot of talent on both
Nah,
sides.
the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins is the biggest test.
It is. I think how they've played and everything. I think they're becoming the 21 version or the 22 version of last year's Bengals.
Yep.
I think
And
they're
like
that
their
dark horse
coach.
team. I think they're that dark horse team that is, sans Tua being concussed. He is 6-1 when in games he starts. Right, 6-1 or 7-1, whatever it is. 6-1. They're looking good with the run game. That run game is tough, regardless of how you feel about Mostert and Wilson Jr. You got still Hill and Waddle. That's going to be the Chiefs' truest test. I do think right now, pencil it right now, November 16th, I think it's Dolphins Chiefs in the AFC Championship. And I think
I can see that happening though.
I can see the Dolphins sneaking past them. I'm just saying, like, it's a real chance. It's not like, obviously, I think Patrick Mahomes is the MVP candidate, like leader, kind of no matter what. But I think the Dolphins have a legit argument, the way their play style and everything, that they can do some work. Dude, you also know that Chiefs defense, they know Tyreek, but they know how much they could beat him. I mean, he could beat them.
Yep.
So
Agreed.
he knows they're route running too. So
Agreed.
there's a lot of dangers there.
Yeah,
And
man.
then
I think that would be the case though. Like right now, like the way I said it, Mahomes as a contender for the MVP though, but Hill's right there. I think that if the freaking Dolphins beat the Chiefs, man, I think that's where the contention goes to Hill being the MVP though.
Yeah, good.
And then
I think that's gonna be the call of it.
And then on the NFC side, they're still I think I picked them to be in the Super Bowl. I don't know if I had them winning, but it's the Niners still for the NFC. I think I was maybe the only one that had that confidence in them preseason. I don't know. Maybe y'all did too, or I don't know who else. But
I had them out of it.
So I have Dolphins and Niners.
I'm not
as a
upset.
potential, and that'll be a hell of a match. You
Dude,
Shanahan versus
Super
That
Bowl.
would be neat to watch.
Holy shit!
Where's the Super Bowl at?
Arizona.
Yeah, dude, that would be an insane Super Bowl. Wow.
So teacher versus protege.
I'm okay with that though. Like
I like that.
Two.
Y'all need to chill the fuck out right now. All right.
Pencil this in,
All
dude.
right.
Just pencil this in. If it's like freaking Miami against like 49ers,
Marco,
like,
did you want me to kiss your ass and be like, oh, the Chiefs are gonna make it to the Super Bowl? Nothing's guaranteed in life, papas.
Nah,
Have
I
you
know
not
that.
learned?
The Bengals beat me.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not guaranteed.
No, that's I respect.
I got the Chiefs in the AFC Championship though. That you got to go through them a long way.
Oh,
I'm gonna tell you right now
for sure.
If Miami is the hometown team in the AFC Championship, you might suffocate. And y'all,
I just don't think Tua's never got to the playoffs, man. I just don't.
Neither did Joe Burrow when he beat y'all.
Yeah, but Joe Burrow and Tua, who do you take?
Not Joe Burrow, but both of them are collegiate champions too. They both in under that pressure.
I take Joe Burrow all day. Joe Burrow all day.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But I mean, we're talking about who's playing better right now. That's going to be right now between the two of them. It's the Dolphins.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, look at it. Joe Burrow doesn't have Jamar Chase right now, so
I think Spags would rush the shit out of Tua
and make him nervous.
I just don't think. I don't think it's a good matchup. I don't think it'll be the best matchup for them.
Matchup. I do.
I'm not worried about that because I still got a strong defense on the Dolphin side, and I still have a strong run game, and I'm Mike McDaniels, and I'm gonna be out coaching you the best I can.
Crazy innovative, bro. Like low key, I think he would make up some shit for the Chiefs scenario. To be completely serious,
think about this, Marco. This is a guy who had only 20 minutes of offensive possession of the ball and still beat the Bills.
I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm just saying Tua. That's just
I'm not saying Tua was going to be the key factor. It's like me saying Jimmy G is actually going to lead the Niners. No, fuck no. That's what I'm saying. It's the coach, the run game, and the weapons on both sides of the field.
maybe
No,
we'll see.
that's why I'm picking Niners versus
Oof.
Dolphins because
Dude, I smell a bet.
quarterbacks.
I smell a bet here. Do another Super Bowl bet right here, man. Just do another Super Bowl bet.
Well, I don't have to make a
already
Super
lost
Bowl
one.
bet. No, he
Just
can't
for the Super Bowl party.
But I already
Just for the
told
Super
you.
Bowl
I already
party.
told y'all. He can't. I can't make an official bet with Marco until he takes the chip. If he won't make the chip, I can't trust him on that. So that's why.
You know,
I'm not dogging you on it. I'm just saying, like, I can't make a bet with you because I know you don't honor your bets.
yeah.
You know, it's true. Like, it's fair. Like, you can't really say nothing about that. If you took the chip,
Yeah.
then I'd be more than happy to make a bet with you. You know, $500, $200, whatever you want to go with. But like, until that chip bet is done, it ain't. We both lost that one.
Never mind. I'm not gonna disclose my medical information on the podcast, but I literally could not take the fucking chip. I literally couldn't. Like, I literally couldn't. I told y'all, let me do something else. I literally couldn't take the chip.
But you decided this after you saw me and Jesse die. It wasn't
No.
prior. If you had said prior,
Yeah, because I wasn't there.
so what? You still lost the bet.
Literally after.
We don't have to discuss this because this has been like a conversation for a year now. It's been a year since you have not taken this thing, so we don't have to keep this up. I'm just saying, I'm not gonna make a bet with you because you haven't honored the last one.
You don't have to. I don't give a fuck.
That's fine. I was just saying because Art won't bring it up saying we should make a bet. I'm not making a bet.
I didn't mean no shade. I just thought that was gonna be a good freaking bet. Like, honestly.
Honestly, that'd be fun. That's gonna be a fun matchup. And you know, I pick one team, he picks the other. That's fine.
Trey, you want to jump onto that bet?
I don't know. No, to be honest with you, I got both sides, man.
I confused him. He's like, oh shit.
For real, I didn't even think about it. Like, I agree with Marco to an extent in the sense of Tua is inexperienced, so I'm curious to see how that would play out.
And we've seen Aaron Rodgers with all the experience lose to Jimmy G.
And the ingenuity between him and his coach. Like, did you see TikTok I saw that said
they were knocking Flores
between Tua and Mike McDaniels, or whatever his face is.
Don't forget.
Hey, where do you want it to score? And he goes, left hash. Okay, cool. Just they score the next play.
Who's the best coach player duo though in the game?
Right now, Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
There's no argument.
Let's go. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, wouldn't dispute that.
That's it though. Like,
the only thing that worries me, and I've said this multiple times, it's like an every year thing, is our running game. The only thing that worries me, not that my O-line, we have a running game. It's just a little different than other people.
There's no running game in the Chiefs, man.
Even you don't like the Pacheco guy. Like your best running back, the most consistent is McKinnon.
I just don't think he's like. I hate people are saying, "Oh, he's the next like, he's gonna be a great quarterback, like running back. He's gonna be a great running back." But like, I don't know. Like, I haven't seen enough yet. It looks like chill.
I think he will be though.
He could be a good mid running back, like good mid or RB, like we made a listings again. He'll be mid if they actually handed him the ball more instead of.
There is no run game really. Like, think about it. For the first
3 people
weeks, few weeks, Clyde Edwards-Helaire is your running back, your starting running back.
Your pass catching.
He had like 3 receiving touchdowns. Like, he didn't even run the ball. Like, that shows you don't really have a running game.
Because of how fast the offense runs, right? You run tempo.
I agree.
Yeah.
But
there is going to be teams. There is going to be teams when the time comes. You're forced to run the ball.
Agreed.
Like, you're gonna have to run the ball sometimes, because I want to waste time, whatever the case may be, right? So, I think that's the only thing that I worry about. I think this is the best defense we've had in a couple of years. In my own testament to things, even without the Honey Badger. And I think our offense is firing on all cylinders. So we'll see what happens, right? But
I agree. Like, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. I just think that there's at least one more team that's almost bat for bat doing the same thing on their end.
For sure.
They're 7-3. I think they're taking their bye week this week, right? I forgot. But they're fighting hard. Like I said, in the games that he's been in, Tua is 7-1, 6-1, whatever it is. He's only got 1 loss, but they're making it work with the 2 top 5 receivers in the league. a heavy, probably one of the top 10, top 5, or if you want to argue it, RB duos.
Yep.
And
they just traded for a good defensive lineman to stack their defense up. So
they're building up their way. So they're going to be a tough challenge. So I think they're this year's or last year's Bengals, now this version. So it's gonna be a great matchup. Let's just say that. That's all it is.
If it does get to that point, I think it will be as well.
All right. Because no offense to the Bills, and no disrespect to the Ravens, y'all haven't shown me enough to say you're right there to be in that par conversation for the conference championship. No disrespect. Like I said, the Bills, they can still do things. They're still dangerous as fuck. Josh Allen is there. He'll scare the fuck out of you no matter what.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson will always be a threat.
This is decent.
AFC is stacked. Hey, by the way, did y'all see the current standings? The entire AFC East is in right now. The Patriots aren't going to make it, but damn, that's not right. It should have been the AFC West.
The AFC West is lacking this year, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Like, I've always had confidence in the West. Not even being a fan of it,
the worst.
But we've always been stacked. And this year, AFC West sucks, dude. Besides the fucking Chiefs, it's trash.
I think Chargers would be okay if they're healthy, but yeah.
I think so too, but still, even at that, the standings alone is it's trash.
Nah, that coaching decisions making in LA, nah, that ain't it. Justin Herbert's not getting his full capacity, and he's not performing well enough to even try to keep him afloat. They're gonna play Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs, and I'm already gonna tell you right now, I'm picking the Chiefs. So there's really nothing for me to say, and the Chargers are gonna beat that team. Yeah. Like, it's just Austin Eckler is like his only main weapon that he relies on. Everyone else is kind of just like dropping passes or not.
Yeah, and we'll see when they come back. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so, and that's even if Keenan Allen comes back. The dude's been out since week 1. So, all right, guys. Well, that's all I got for tonight's podcast. It was a lot of fun. A lot of nice drama that we needed.
Yes,
I've missed it the last couple of weeks. I'm not gonna lie.
It's been a minute.
Stop getting
for
sick,
sure.
people. Stop getting sick.
Right, for real. Prayers to everyone out there who's sick right now. Bro, prayers up for Juju. He had 2 hands the other day in that game. That
was
sucked.
a nasty hit, dude.
That was out. So hopefully he's all good. So prayers up to him. And prayers up for anybody who's feeling sick or has lost a loved one. Prayers up to all of y'all. But anyways, follow us on Instagram at Puro Pinche Sports. Follow us on TikTok at Puro Pinche Sports. Follow us on Twitter at Pinche Sports Pod. Marco, what's that?
Go vote. Go vote to see who won.
Oh yeah, go vote for our draft picks, guys, all time.
I was like, damn, we're getting political again? Shit.
I know. I was like, wait, that already passed.
Jesus
the election's
Christ.
already happened. Half of Texas is mad, half of Texas is happy. Fuck. So I don't care what side you're on. At the end of the day, live your life, baby. For Art, for Marco, for Trey, we are Puro Pinche Sports, and we are out. I won the draft.
Yeah, probably.